participate as well. Cool. So we have a recording going. Before we get started, just a couple quick announcements. Again, if you need a copy of the workbook, I'll be posting it in chat again. I know some of you already have printed copies or may have downloaded it already. The other thing is I do want y'all to participate in this. There'll be some opportunities to answer questions, to share your goals with the rest of our group. It's not required that you participate, but it sure as heck makes it a lot more fun for me and a lot more fun for you. So definitely be prepared to participate. But when I'm presenting, if you'll keep your microphones muted, just so that way we don't get a whole lot of background noise and a whole lot of distractions. So a couple other announcements. Again, first off, I wish we could be doing this in person, but of course it's super important that we keep folks safe. So I appreciate you making the shift over to Zoom, but still coming in to learn. Hopefully we can get back to in-person classes in very short order. So what we're going to be talking about today is building a business plan. It is New Year. I guarantee as the clock struck 12, y'all were thinking about your New Year's resolutions. You were thinking about, okay, what do I want my 2022 to look like? For some of you, it is reevaluating your business. It's looking back at 2021, figuring out what did you do last year and how are you going to do better this year or accomplish something that you didn't get a chance to accomplish in 2021. Looking through the names on this call, I see a lot of you who just passed your test in December, or just passed your test in November. So congratulations on that. It's time to start thinking, okay, what are we going to do with this license that we have? So wherever you are in your real estate business, whatever your business model looks like, I don't care if it's day one or day 1001, you want to be putting together a plan for your business. I reevaluate my goals pretty regularly, at least every 90 days. I'm constantly going, am I still on track? Am I moving where I need to be? Am I doing the things that I need to do? And the way that I've been able to do it is by having something that helps guide me on that plan. So that's why I put together this workbook. It comes from years of me learning about how I set goals, how I look at my goals, how I plan for my goals, what does it mean to set a goal, and then really honing it down. So I hope you find value in the workbook as well. Like if you haven't downloaded your digital copy of the workbook, the link is there in chat. So before we start learning about building a business plan, I've got a couple people that I want to thank. These were going to be our in-person sponsors of feeding us and giving us beverages today, but since we couldn't do that, I still want to give them a shout out for stepping up and volunteering to help. So first, Snapshot Image Pros. They're a real estate photography company based here in San Antonio, Texas. They cover the whole greater San Antonio area. So upwards of New Braunfels and Seguin, all the way down to Pleasanton, Poteet, out to Hondo, heading out far east of San Antonio. So if you're anywhere within 50 miles of San Antonio and you have a listing, want to get fantastic listing photos at an amazing price, amazing level of customer service, snapshotimagepros.com, bookmark that site. They are a regular sponsor of our classes and have just been great to not only me, but the agents on my team and the agents that we work with as well. So snapshotimagepros.com. I also want to thank Succession Title. I don't know if Melissa's on the call. Most of you are on the call. Feel free to unmute because I would love for you to introduce yourself to our agents. But Succession Title, they are my favorite title company. I'm not ashamed to say it. I know we're supposed to talk about, oh, everybody's fantastic, but honestly, they do an amazing job. There's several agents on the call who can probably speak to the level of service that they provide, how wonderful their closers are to answering questions, responding. Brittany Coppage with Succession Title has come in and taught our agents about what title is and how to read those title documents that look Greek to me. They're just a fantastic company all around, provide a top level luxury closing service for your clients. So if you are looking for a title company to help you with your listings here in Texas, Succession Title is who you're going to want to reach out to. Again, I'm going to check to see if I don't think Melissa was able to pop on, but again, Melissa, if you're here, feel free to unmute and make yourself known. I'm hoping to have Succession come and teach another class first quarter of the year, so keep an eye out for that. to learn more about Title, what they do, what they can do for your clients, and what it means for both your buyers and your sellers. So without any further ado, let's talk about setting some goals. Let's talk about building a business plan for 2022. What we're going to discuss today, we're going to discuss SMART goal setting and what it means to set goals. We're going to talk about short-term goals, long-term goals, medium-term goals, tracking along the way. And then most importantly, tracking and planning for success. We just had a few more people join us. So again, if you don't have your digital copy of our business plan workbook, the link is there in chat. I just posted a fresh link. So I want to start off with a quote from Benjamin Franklin, and this always resonates with me. I say it over and over to my agents. The agents on my team are probably tired of hearing me say this, but if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you come in with, I'm going to kill it in 2022, but you don't have a plan on how to do it, you don't have an idea of what killing it means, you don't have a clear picture of what success means to you, you're probably not going to get very far. So everything we're going to talk about over the next 55 minutes is going to focus on that plan and making sure that you don't fail. So a good business plan is going to guide you through every stage of not only starting your business for those of you who are new to real estate, but also managing your business. So again, if it's day one, day 1001, you're going to find value in this. You're going to use your business plan as a roadmap for how to structure, how to run, how to grow, how to see if you're moving in the right direction. This is what's going to keep you accountable along the way. It's going to be those landmarks that you're going to hit along the way. It's a way to think through the elements of your business, those key things that you need to hit to get to what success looks like to you. It is the foundation of your business. If you are not working in your business and working on your business with this plan in place and starting from the beginning to build your goals, it's going to be really hard to know if you're moving in the right direction. So we're not going to start talking with goals. We're going to start talking about vision. So when we say vision, here is what we mean. So a good business plan is going to start with your vision of success. Most folks tend to use the idea of vision and goals interchangeably, but they're two very, very different things. So what a vision is, it's your clear image of how you see your future. Your vision is aligned with your values, your priorities. You're going to hear people go, okay, what is your why? That's your vision. It's what you believe in, what you want to create. It's your desired future. This is what's going to keep that fire going in your belly. It's what's going to inspire you. It's what's going to keep you motivated. It's what's going to get you waking up on a Monday morning when it's 27 degrees outside and go, you know what? I would love to stay in bed and there's no one looking over my shoulder and I could stay in bed if I wanted to, but is that going to get me where I want to go? Probably not, because I've got that vision in my head of what I want to accomplish. It's hopefully what keeps you excited about this crazy world of real estate. You know, truth be told, guys, there are good days and there are bad days. And it's not just real estate, that's in every business. We have those days where we feel like we're the king of the mountain. And then we have those days where we go, man, what did I get myself into? But at the end of the day, that vision is what's going to keep you going through those bad days and make those good days feel absolutely magical. So we're going to do an exercise together. Just a real short 60-second exercise. I want everyone to close their eyes. So close your eyes, no peeking. And what I want you to do is take a few moments to think about your vision. I want you to start daydreaming a little bit. And what I want you to daydream about is, what does an average Tuesday look like for me as a successful real estate agent? A lot of times when we think about our vision, we go, oh, I'm going to take the kids to Disney World, or I'm going to buy that car that I've always wanted, or my vision is taking that trip to Paris that I've been wanting to do since I was in high school. Those are one-off things. Real success comes from, what does our day-to-day look like? What is my normal? What is just life like for me when I'm successful? So that's what I want you to focus on. Don't think about those big one-off things. Think about what it's like to wake up every morning and live as a successful business owner. So we're going to take like another 60 seconds. It's going to let you get into your thoughts. What does an average day look like, feel like, smell like, taste like to you as a successful real estate agent? Be inspired. What's going to keep you going, keep you motivated? Where are you working? Who are you working with? How many hours do you work that day? What sort of work do you do? We'll take another 20 seconds. Cool. Let's get everybody opening their eyes. I would love for everyone to do this exercise regularly. Normally I tell folks to do 5 minutes, but for our purposes today, we'll just keep it real short and just get the ball rolling. So we did our little exercise thinking about our daydream. I'm going to post that workbook link in chat because this is where we're going to start using that workbook. So for those of you who can see me on camera as well, the second page of your workbook is all about vision. This is your vision section. So if you have a printed copy of the workbook, or if you want to just start taking notes, what we're going to focus on is writing down what you want your business to look like. So basically page 3, where we're at. Imagine you could create your dream real estate business. What does it look like? Where do you work? Do you have staff? How often do you work? I want you to get detailed when you're starting to write this out. I want you to really, like you're explaining it to somebody who's never dealt with real estate before, never owned a business. Imagine you're explaining it to someone who has come from another planet. Get super detailed. I would like to turn the floor over to any of our participants. Does anybody want to unmute and just give us a little bit about what a successful day in real estate is going to be for them? Feel free to unmute and chime in.
I know for me, I'm trying to have more self-care in during the week.
Yes.
So I won't be crazy. So the ideal morning for me is before 9 o'clock. I need to get up, exercise, center myself, eat breakfast, and do my little personal stuff. And I have to be ready to go and dress by 9 o'clock.
Perfect. And the thing that I love that, Barbara, that you mentioned was you put a time on it. So it isn't just, I get up in the morning and I do these things. You know me, I'm like, let's get specific. So I love that you're like, this is my time. This is 9 o'clock. That's my deadline. This is when I do all this stuff by. So I love that you got specific on that.
Yeah, exercise for an hour and 30 minutes to recover from exercise. And
at least you're honest about it. And heck, you're doing more than I ever would. So good on you. Anybody else want to share a little bit about what a successful business day might look like, or an element in their successful day?
Hi, this is Candace Stinson.
Hi.
I like the idea of talking to a client on a successful business day, or talking to the title company, just kind of working towards a closing. So I kind of visualize that in my mind.
Perfect. So what it sounds like is that every day you have checks that are coming to fruition. You're moving forward to a payday. I think that's fantastic to constantly, we always go, oh, I just constantly want to have something in escrow, but to visualize, what am I doing while I have these things in escrow? What are the things that I'm doing more frequently that equal me moving forward to a check? I love that. That's a wonderful creative way to visualize. Anybody else want to share before we continue on? Also, if anybody's unmuting, I'm also, again, popping that link to the workbook in chat. We had a few more folks join us, so I want to make sure that if you just joined us, you can download that workbook. Priscilla, I saw you unmute. Did you want to share?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to share I'm like a planner kind of person. So I wanted to share this planner with y'all really fast because it's been great. I've had the most success the past couple months with this. So I got it at Target. It's $10. I have my own planner that I do every day, but this is specifically for work. So it's a Monday through Sunday, and then you can write notes at the bottom.
Mhm.
I'll just show you like last week, for example. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I basically write down everything I want to do for work. And then at the bottom, I write down like my main goals for the week. And for me, this has been amazing because I like scratching things off. And I think seeing things on a paper versus like in your mind, I don't know, more like
you are
obligated
correct.
to do these things. Even simple things like go visit a new build, find out about how KV homes work, or I don't know, different things like that. And like posting what I'm gonna post, you know. But anyways, want to share this. $10 at Target. Organized planners will change your life, and that's it.
I'm 100% with you. You know, those who've worked with me for even the shortest amount of time know that I'm like a tech person. I'm like, ooh, what's the latest app? What is this thing that I can do to automate stuff? But there's like science has shown that there's a connection that gets made when you are moving with something. And so when you're writing something down and it's the idea in the brain that translates into what your hand is doing, it makes a connection in a different way. So even just writing down, like you said, writing down, okay, what do I need to accomplish this week? Yeah, you could put it in a Google Calendar or, you know, whatever sort of thing, but that physical act of writing, something just triggers in a completely different way. You know, like I said, in terms of my normal comfort level, doing something digital is where I'm at. I'm like, oh, I can just talk it into my phone and it'll just write it for me, and that sounds great. But I put this together for a reason, because it makes that much more, it almost feels more real when you're touching it, when you're feeling it, when that movement is happening. So I think you're 100% right that writing that stuff down just makes your mind think about things in a different way. So I appreciate you sharing and sharing your $10 planner from Target. I love cheap stuff. I love that dollar spot stuff. So I'm right there. I'm right there with you. Cool. Well, I appreciate those of you who shared a little bit about your business plan and what that vision looks like, starting with that vision, starting with that inspiration, starting with those daydreams. Continue to daydream, continue to write that stuff down. The whole first section of your workbook is all about your vision and what it's going to take to keep that motivation going. Vision is really all about motivation. So then we get to goals. Again, goals and vision are two very different things. Goals are that specific target that move you towards your vision. Goals are what are going to help you stay focused and help you stay on track. The goals are what get you results. I've used the analogy of like a road trip. So you go, okay, I want to take the kids to Disney World, and we're going to drive it because we're that kind of family. And then I go, okay, cool. So what roads are you going to take? Are you going to pack snacks along the way? Or are you going to stop at a restaurant? Or are you going to like, stop halfway to, sleep overnight somewhere? And you're just like, I don't know. I just want to drive to Disney World. Well, are you going to drive up 35 and go across and come back down? You're taking I-10 the whole way? Or are you going to do a weird loop to go up to Tennessee and go to Graceland on the way? You've got to know what your map looks like. And so your goals are your map. Your goals are those points along the way. Okay, first day, I'm going to drive 6 hours, and we're going to stop for lunch, stretch our legs, get back on the road, try to hit another 300 miles, and then sleep for the night. That's a goal. Disneyland is your vision. So we're going to talk about goals. Goals are those very specific things that kind of keep you in check along the way. So goals require action and commitment. And I will tell you, I can teach agents skills, theory, tactics all day long, but if there is not commitment to the action and the actual action, those are the agents that unfortunately will be part of that 87% failure rate instead of that 12% success rate. So this is the hardest part. We can do vision all day long. We love vision. We love daydreaming. Action and commitment, that's where the struggle comes from. But just know that that action and commitment is what's going to take you closer to your vision each and every time. So if somebody's vision was, you know what, I want to make full-time money doing part-time work. I want to work 24 hours a week, but I still want to close my 2 transactions a month. So I have 24 for the year and I'm hitting 6 figures. You need to set those goals for yourself at every level that speak to that 24-hour work week, those 2 transactions a month. What is actually going to get you to that result, to that vision? So let's talk about how do we set good goals. I am not one of those, rah-rah, sis boom bah, business guru sort of person. I'm not a like live, laugh, love kind of person. I like to joke that I'm an only child. I'm that person, you can't tell me nothing. I'm very stubborn. But smart goal setting is the one kind of corporate speak that I subscribe to. I've been using smart goal setting not only in my real estate business, but my previous businesses. And I really, really like it. And it just sort of makes sense to me. So that's how I'm going to present goal setting in our class today. So SMART goals are not just smart in the sense of it's a smart idea, but SMART actually stand for things. So S, specific. When I mentioned to Barbara, I was like, I love that you put a time on it, that it's not just sometime in the morning, I'm going to do this. It's by 9 a.m. That's specific. The more specific you get with your goals, the easier it is to attain your goals. M is measurable. Can we track it? Again, if we're going to use that road trip analogy, am I hitting those points on the map that I need to hit each and every day or every hour? Am I driving enough miles to get me where I need to go when I need to get there? Attainable. Now, when we think about attainable goals, I don't mean, stay in your lane or you're brand new, you can't do very much. I don't mean that. It's more about, do I have the skills and resources to get me where I need to be? And if not, how do I get them? Relevant. This seems so basic, but is this really a goal that I want to hit? Is this actually something that I want, or that, every real estate guru is telling me that I should want? Or, all those folks on Facebook posting their photos with their Gucci bags and their Lambos, and now I feel that's what I need to do to keep up with the Joneses. No, we want goals that mean something to you and you specifically. And then lastly, timely. Are we able to not only measure the progress, but are we setting deadlines for ourselves? Do we have a specific time in mind to reach our goals? So let's break it down even further. So we're going to start with specific. And this is basically, what do you want to achieve exactly? Again, if we're going to use that idea of I need to explain it, we have aliens who come from another planet. How do I explain my goals to them? Let's get specific. The more specific your description, the bigger chance that you're going to get exactly what you want. It really clarifies things. It really breaks it down. So specific is the difference between I want to be a millionaire, which is a great goal. Cool, me too. But what does that mean? How does that work? What is this going to look like? And changing it to, I want to make $50,000 a month for the next 10 years by having 10 transactions in escrow at all times. See how much more specific? It still gets us numerically to that millionaire, but we now have an idea of what it's going to look like along the way. So some of the questions you may want to ask yourself when you're thinking about setting specific goals are, okay, what exactly do you want to achieve? Where does it happen? How does it happen? Who's around you? Do you have staff that's supporting you? Is there a certain company that's backing you up? What are the conditions? What are the limitations? And most importantly, why exactly do I want to reach this goal? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we get to R for relevancy. So be specific in your goal setting. The more details you can give, the more real it's going to feel in your head, and the more you're going to be able to wrap your brain about how to get to where you want to go. Measurable. We've got to be able to track, not only are we reaching our goals, but are we hitting the progress along the way. So measurable goals mean that you can identify exactly what it is, what you're going to hear, see, feel, touch as you work towards your goal. Break your goals down into measurable elements. Set your benchmarks along the way. This is where you're going to ask the questions of how much, when, where. So the folks on my team, we've been doing this New Year, January, like realtor restart. We started by me getting with everybody one-on-one and going, okay, what do you want your January to look like? And so, we had some folks like, I want more sellers. I want, I want the folks that I have that are working on their credit to finally get credit ready. I want to get better at XYZ. I want to start hosting open houses. Well, then my next part was, okay, let's get measurable. How many sellers? How many folks are you working with? How many deals do you want to close? So breaking it down into numbers, and then even breaking it down even further into what's going to get there. Oh, you want to work with sellers? Cool. You want 3 contracts or 3 listings by the end of February. So you're going to start calling 200 expired listings each and every week. You have that number target. Measurable goals can go a long way in refining what it is exactly that you want. Figuring out those physical manifestations of your goal makes it clearer and easier to reach. You can hit those targets along the way and go, I did what I needed to do today to get to what my goal is going to look like at the end of all of this. Is your goal attainable? And again, this is not, are you good enough to hit your goal? What this means is investigating whether the goal is really acceptable to you and where you're at right now. Weighing the effort, the time, the other costs. If you are currently holding down a 9-to-5 and you're like, you know what, I've got to stay here, or I want to stay here. Don't make part of your goal, I'm going to come to Stephanie's 10 a.m. training every Tuesday. Well, I would love for that to be your goal. It doesn't make sense for the other things that you've got going on. So if you don't plan the time, the money, the resources to reach a certain goal, you are not going to hit that goal. So you've got to take into account what it means. How do I attain it? Not just, can I attain it? I want everybody shooting for the stars. Shoot higher than you think possible, because even if you fall a little short of it, you're still going to be in a really good place. You just need to start thinking about how you're going to get there. What do you need behind you that's going to help you attain that goal? What additional tools, resources, support, coaching, setting those one-on-one goal setting sessions with me. For those of you who've been working with me for a while, what do you need to attain that goal? Relevance. Is reaching this goal relevant to you? Do you actually want to run a 10-person real estate team? Do you really want to quit your day job? And honestly, I know most folks do, but is it really what's going to make you happy? Is it going to spark joy? My goal is my goal. Your goal is your goal. And you know what? Both of our goals are perfect. Both of our visions are perfect. So I don't want anyone ever thinking, well, my goal is too lofty. My goal is too much. Or, oh man, should I be trying to, buy this, that, or the other thing? Or should I be living my lifestyle the way that I see these other folks doing it? And the answer is, will it make you happy? And if the answer is yes, then absolutely. If the answer is, I don't know, then that's probably not a relevant goal for you. If you're lacking certain skills, plan on trainings. If you lack certain resources, look for ways of getting them. But the main question is asking yourself, okay, why do I want to reach this goal? What is it going to mean for me at the end of the day? And will this goal really help me achieve that vision that when I close my eyes and I get those warm fuzzies in my belly, is this goal going to actually help me get to that? And then the last one is timely. Time is money. We know time is everything. Time is a finite resource. We only have so much of it. We only have so much of it on, in a day, and we only have so much of it with our time here on this earth. So make a plan of everything that you do. Priscilla, your day planner, you're write down what I need to do, when I need to do it, perfection. I wish everybody was as diligent about that as you are getting. Write down your schedule. Be in control of your time. Do not let time control you. Set deadlines for yourself. Daily, weekly, monthly, heck, even hourly. Every Tuesday by, from 12 to 1, I'm going to do XYZ. That's going to feed into the rest of my vision. And stick to it. So I mentioned that action and commitment were two of the hardest things for me to teach. Sticking to your time commitments is a very close third. So keep the timeline realistic, but aspirational. If you are too strict with your time, if you are your own worst taskmaster, then it's going to have this adverse effect of making your learning just miserable. And we don't want you miserable. We want this to be a happy, joyful, fulfilling life. We don't want you miserable. I don't want anybody working 60, 70 hours a week. That is not what we were put on this earth to do. So manage your time, but also don't be too lenient where you're almost forgiving yourself out of a career. Find that balance between this is manageable. This allows me to do the things that are important to me, but it also, pushes me a little bit outside of my comfort zone to get me closer to my vision. So again, we have our SMART goals. So as you write your goals, we want you to make them very specific, quantifiable. It's also important to express them positively. So write what you want, not what you want to avoid. So when you write your goals, don't be, I want to stop doing blank. I want to stop not sticking to my schedule. It's double negative, but you know what I mean? You want to write things that view things in a positive way. The other thing you want to try to do is write them in present tense. I call 200 expired listings each and every week. I host 3 open houses a month. Think about those things in that present tense, because again, if we're talking about the brain chemistry, when you talk about I do, I am this, your brain starts to believe that's what you are. So if you are negative in that, your brain starts to treat yourself negatively. If you come in positive and not, I will do this, or I'm going to start doing, no, this is who I am today. I am making a commitment to be this person today. Your brain and your soul will follow. So if you have your workbook, whether it be digital or a printed copy of it, or if you just want to take notes, the first page under goals, and it's a little hard to see, the first page under goals talks just about your first or your next month in real estate. So today is January 4th. We're going to talk about between January 4th and February 4th. We're going to answer the following questions. If you want to write them on a piece of paper, that's fine too. But what will your business look like in 1 month? On February 4th, when you look back on it, what does your business look like? What will you be earning? What's the main focus of what you're doing? What are your work days? Remember, we do not work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. That is not a good life. It's not a happy life. Even if you're like me and a little bit of a workaholic, balance is so important. We want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So what are your work days? And then lastly, I'm very big on rewards. I'm very big on rewarding yourself. When you get to February 4th and you look back and you go, I'm doing the thing. What are you going to reward yourself with? Alejandra's here on this call. She just had her first closing. She had a listing that closed last week. We're so proud of her for that. And she was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to spend anything. And I was like, get yourself, go to Baker Lorraine and get a 6-pack of macaroons and a coffee. Even if it's just something like that, or you know what, I'm going to go down and take a walk around the lake, or I'm going to treat myself, not even buying something, but I'm just going to go for a drive in the country. Or I'm going to take an hour and put on my favorite album and dance to it. Whatever feels like a little bit of a reward for yourself or a celebration of yourself. I want you doing that. So you're also going to write down what you're going to reward yourself with. So again, what your business is going to look like February 4th, what you will be earning February 4th, what your main job is, your work days, and that little treat yourself at the end of the day. And then in your business workbook, we have the same thing for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, you have 2 years and 5 years. So that's why I say print this out, put it in a 3-ring binder. You are going to come back to this workbook over and over and over again. And it's great to be able to look back and go, wow, look at everything that I've accomplished and everything that I've set my mind to do that I've been able to do. So again, take 5, we're not going to do this now, but when you're writing down your goals, keep that SMART idea in mind. And again, I want you to start, if you're not doing it now, or if you haven't done it so far, write down that 1 month goal of what it's going to look like. So then the last thing we're going to talk about today is marketing and accountability. Again, this is where that commitment and action really comes into place. When we talk about marketing, I'm using that in a very broad sense, marketing the terms of getting yourself out there. How do you let people know that you are in real estate? How do you go out and fish for business? I don't care if it's targeting your sphere of influence. I don't care if it's open houses. I don't care if it's social media. All of that is marketing. And with that is going to come consistency, and that's where your accountability comes into play. So I hate to tell you guys, but your brokerage is not responsible for your success. Obviously, you want a good company behind you that's going to give you the tools, resources, support staff that you need to get to where you need to be. But at the end of the day, mommy and daddy broker are not going to come knock on your door going, where are you? You have to meet halfway, at least halfway. Me, as your coach, as your team lead, as a trainer, as a fellow real estate agent, I am not ultimately responsible for your success. I will give of my time as much as my agents need it, but y'all got to show up. And the ones that are showing up are the ones who are succeeding. That is, again, action and accountability or commitment are what we're looking for. So what are the things that you will do to achieve your vision and your goals? And ultimately, you've got to ask yourself, how bad do I want it? And gosh, I hope you want it bad. Because think about this, tomorrow is a direct result of what you choose today. I don't know if anybody else gardens or tries to, but if I were to go out and plant a seed today, plant a tomato seed today, I can't be mad that come 5 o'clock, I'm not having tomatoes in my salad. But if I don't plant that seed today and I go, well, I'm not going to get a tomato today, so what's the point of planting that seed today? I'm not going to have a tomato tomorrow, 6 months from now, a year from now. At some point, you've got to take that leap of faith and you've got to start putting things into motion. So remember, tomorrow's a direct result of what you choose to do today. If you do the work, the deals and the success will follow. Is it going to happen overnight? Is it like a switch that gets flipped? No. God, I wish it was. And if it was, 87% of real estate agents wouldn't fail. We would see a lot more folks succeeding. We would all be making high 6 figures and we would just be, diving into money like Scrooge McDuck. But that's just not how sales works. So you've got to kind of outlast your competition. You've got to be persistent. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in what you are working towards. Michael Jordan, greatest of all time, probably did not make the first basket that he attempted to make when he was a little kid. In fact, he probably didn't make the first slam dunk that he tried to make when he got older. He probably missed his first 100 slam dunks. You got to be okay with missing your slam dunks because the more that you try, the better you're going to get. The closer you're going to get to greatness, the closer your future successes are going to be. So I want to kind of, come back to everyone else. We're not going to do a full 5 minutes, but I just want everyone to maybe take 60 seconds. And if you've got a piece of paper or again, your workbook, and I want you to think of 3 things that you are going to do. And when I say going to do, I mean starting today, starting tomorrow, like immediate, that you are going to do that are going to feed into your goal, which will ultimately feed into your vision. So take 60 seconds and just write down three activities, 3 actions. Again, feel free to get as specific as you possibly can, but think about the things that are going to get you closer to your goal when we look back on this in 30 days. So give everyone just a few more moments to write down 3 things that they are going to start doing, that they are going to commit to doing to get them closer to their goal, which is ultimately going to get them closer to their vision. Another 20 seconds. Cool. If anybody wants to unmute and share 1, 2, or 3 of the things that they are going to start doing that feed into their goals and feed into their vision. So what is something that somebody's going to start doing? Barbara, I see you unmute.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Okay. Here, I can unmute you for you. Hold on. Or I think I can. There we go.
Yeah, what I did over, I guess, December was I started.
You muted again. Your microphone hates you.
How about
Okay,
now?
you good.
Okay. I started working with some investors lately, and I really like going out and evaluating properties for them. So my goal is to do at least one investor close every month.
Perfect. How are you going to get yourself out there to more investors or get yourself those opportunities? So if your goal is working with investors more, what are those actions that are going to get you closer to that?
Well, from talking to them, what I plan on doing is, number one, either active properties that have been on the market for more than 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's like,
You got muted again.
yeah, and call the listing agent for those properties every morning at least, so I can go out in the afternoon if I don't have client appointments to go evaluate the property and send it to the investor. And this is like 2 every day.
Perfect. Perfect. So again, you got not only specific in your goal, but specific in what activities are going to feed into that goal. Really good job. Who else wants to share any of the activities that you are committing to doing to get you where you want to go? Patricia, I see you unmuted.
Yes. I want to look into like researching more of the areas that I want to focus on. Like when you try to sell a property, like they want to know like the restaurants, the schools, the shopping areas, the parks. And I want to be very vigilant in knowing those for them.
Perfect. So becoming more of a specific neighborhood expert. Perfect. So I would even challenge you to take it a little further and go, okay, so we know I want to get better at understanding neighborhoods, so I'm going to start researching it. Cool. Start thinking about, okay, what are the resources that I'm going to come back to over and over again? Or am I going to put together like a one sheet for different parts of town? Think about those things that are going to continue to make it easier going forward, so that way you have those resources at hand. But that's a really great idea. Anybody else want to share anything they want to start doing to build their business? Who's pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone a little bit? Maybe doing something they haven't done before.
I am.
Go for it, Alyssa.
Okay. So I was listening to what you said about like realistic goals and about not saying I'm going to, but saying I am. And I do work a 9 to 5. I have somewhat of a brand new baby. She's 5 months old. So I'm trying to think about making the time that I have, the free time that I do have, valuable, because real estate is something that I want to pursue, and it's something that I want to eventually leave my job for in the future, whenever that happens. So I think I definitely am going to start dedicating at least 3 days a week to building my business, whether that be with marketing. And I want 2 of those days to be during the week, like whenever she goes to sleep, and I have that free time from like 7:30 to 9:30. So I'm not, dragging myself and being exhausted the next day. And then one of those days being like a weekend day. So I have more than just 2 hours to dedicate to, learning and putting myself out there, so I can get, one of my goals is to at least get like 1 sale in the first half of the year. Because I don't know, I'm really excited.
Yeah, no. And I hope you don't mind me sharing, but so Alyssa is one of the news agents on our team. So Alyssa, one of the things that you're going to get once we get your license active, come on track. One of the things that we're going to do is we'll sit together and do that, like a little goal setting session. So we'll talk more about, are we looking primarily buyers, sellers, is there something that you're drawn to more than the other? And then, I'll help you list out some of those activities that are going to specifically get you to that goal. So keep that in mind, continue to jot stuff down, and then that way we can really get specific specific on that. One last call. Anybody else want to share anything that they are doing or that that they are starting to do, a commitment they're making to themselves to get their business growing? Martha, I see you unmuted. If you wanted to share, that would be great.
Well, thank you. I moved to San Antonio last year with the intention of getting my license for real estate license. I am a health insurance, life and health insurance agent. Because it was the COVID, I bought a house in an area that I didn't know, and I got a bad deal because everything was basically by videos. And so the house that I bought, basically I had to put all my research, reserve, all the money that I had planning to do other thing, I ended up putting in to repair the house. Bottom line.
Yeah.
I've been a whole year doing that, repair the house and getting to make it livable. But I haven't forget about my passion, which is I want to do real estate.
Right.
So with this one today, I like the other person that I just spoke, I am basically going back to my motivation that I want to get back to get the license and maybe work a couple days in a real estate company so I can speed up my experience. One of the things that I did hold me back was because when I got in this one, I swear I'm never gonna do a real estate. This is how they do business in here. And I was so discouraged. But I cannot, just because of bad experience, I cannot lose my passion. And that is what I want to do. So thank you for offering this, because it's really the first time that I'm getting back into, okay, I need to get back in what I meant to come to San Antonio.
Yeah.
And basically I am motivated now. Thank you.
Good. Yay. We love a motivated person. You know, if I don't do anything else for folks, but reinvigorate a passion or an excitement, or, you know, make somebody feel like they can accomplish something that they've been struggling to accomplish. If that's all I do for somebody, cool, that's a pretty good day for me. So I appreciate you sharing that. So let's go ahead and wrap up today's training. Before we adjourn, does anybody have any questions on anything that we went over, or, you know, and any questions at all about being a new agent, about getting outside of your comfort zone? We'll kind of open floor this for the next, you know, 3 to 5 minutes or so. If anybody has anything, feel free to unmute and jump on in if anybody. Cool. We're all ready to go tackle our day. That sounds fantastic. So I will let you get to that. Again, if I'm going to post one last time, the link to the workbook. All right. Okay. Let me grab that one more time. So that way, again, if you joined late and you didn't get a chance to download it, it's a PDF. It's like a 26 page PDF. If you can get it printed out or print it out at home, like I said, I recommend printing it out, doing like a 3-hole punch, putting it in a binder or something, so that way you can refer back to it. There's a lot of really great questions in there that are going to keep your mind going, that are going to get you thinking about business in the right way. Even things like, what are your roadblocks? So like we'll come just to Alyssa, because she shared, you know, how do I manage my 9 to 5 and a 5-month-old? So for you, your roadblock may just be, how do I get really deliberate with my time without having to sacrifice? Really breaking down, how much do I actually, you know, need to earn? Again, your 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 12 month, 2-year, 5-year goals, and then putting together a marketing plan. And again, I want you to challenge yourself of getting specific on what are the things that you're going to do and what does it look like. Again, almost like you're writing yourself a to-do list. So take advantage of that. And I'm really excited to see where everybody takes this. Feel free to you know, email me, text me, let me know come February 4th, go, okay, I said this was what my month was going to look like, and here I am. Before I let you go, I just want to kind of, for those of you who aren't on the team, I do see a lot of my team members here on this call, and I love when you join me on trainings. But I wanted to kind of talk to those who aren't on my team about our team. So again, my name is Stephanie Stone. I run the Enterprising Agent, which is my coaching company. I have been in the business about 4 years. I'm a top producing agent here in San Antonio, but my passion is really training, coaching, agent development, helping other people build their business. That's like my favorite thing in the whole wide world. So that's my business plan for 2022. What are my goals? Is to get my agents out selling me. How am I going to do this? What is the time that I need to set aside? So that's kind of what my book looks like these days. But a little bit about the team and what we provide. We provide training for all of our agents. We provide accountability, motivation. I joke that my agents get tired of me yelling at them. I don't really yell at them, but I'm that one that's checking in constantly. Like I said, right now we're doing this January realtor restart sort of thing where we're checking in every day, meeting every Monday. We provide transaction coordinator for all of our agents. So when y'all get real busy, now you have someone to help you with your paperwork. A bunch of free tools, resources. We do provide leads to our agents. What we don't do is we don't take half of your money. We don't take credit for your production. We don't force you to start off as a buyer's agent or just as an assistant or anything like that. We want you building the business that you write down in here. It's my job to get you there. Most important thing is we don't leave you wondering how to succeed. So if you are new to the industry or you are just starting your real estate journey, you just passed your test, and there's a few of you in here that I've talked to that have just passed their test and are getting ready to make a choice with where they're going to hang their license. So just know that we would love to support you in that journey, or if you're an agent just trying to reevaluate. New year always makes us kind of look back and then want to look forward. So if you just like to have a conversation, I'm always down to talk to folks about who we are, what we do, and what it's like working with me specifically. So I'll make sure to email everybody so that you have my email address, but also my phone number. Call me, text me, email me, whatever makes sense for you. And oh yeah, John, you're very, very welcome. And then Cheyenne, I see your question. I'll address that, but to short answer your question, yes, absolutely. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Hopefully this is a little fire in your belly. Again, very, very excited to work with all of you. Again, if you need coaching, accountability, anything like that, or you just want to explore your options, contact me. I would love to sit down on a Zoom call, coffee, whatever works for you. But again, thank you so much for joining us. Start filling out your book. It's going to really open your eyes as to how to become more successful in 2022. Anybody have any questions? I'm probably going to hang around for a short minute. So if anybody wants to stay on, they're more than welcome to stay on, ask me questions, or anything like that. But if not, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will talk with most of you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great day.
Very much.
Thank
You're
you, ma'am.
very welcome.
Appreciate your
Absolutely.
time.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, and Kevin, yes, we will absolutely get together
Thank you.
as the holidays over. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
I did have a question.
Absolutely.
I think we spoke about this
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time we spoke, but I just wanted to clarify so I don't forget.
Yeah.
So if I'm living in a different county,
Mhm.
and I have like a friend or somebody who reaches out to me who's in the San Antonio area
Yeah.
looking for a home, would I be able to help them with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely. So, and you'll have a few options, and depending on, kind of what works for you and what's convenient for you, we can explore a few different options. So for example, the one who was showing us our target planner, she has a bunch of family down in Corpus, but she lives here in San Antonio. So she's like, well, they wanted some help buying a house and selling their house. Cool. I'll just go visit my family for the holidays and help them out. And now I collect that deal. But if she had maybe a random friend who lived in El Paso and she's like, I have no reason to go to El Paso, I'll just partner with an agent out in El Paso and collect a referral fee, let them handle it, but then I'm still making a little bit of money. So both options are fine, just depends on what works for you, your schedule, you know, how far of a drive is it, and really how involved you want to be.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And then I've got it down to follow up with you. Gosh, a little bit later on this week, I believe. I think Thursday is what I have on my calendar. But again, if you've got questions in the meantime, you know, I want you to be able to look over that stuff that I emailed you the other day. But I'm down to
We can
chat whenever.
actually follow up today. I've already made my decision.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm assuming that's a good decision since you're asking me questions.
Yes. So
Cool.
whenever, if you have free time today, just shoot me an email.
Okay.
and we can
That
talk
sounds
through it.
good. Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
sounds great.
I've got a little bit of availability kind of off and on today. Actually, I'll shoot you a text real quick with my calendar, and then that way you can just tell me what time works for you, and it'll take about 15 minutes to get your onboarding done, at least on our side. But
Okay.
it's super, super easy.
That sounds great.
Okay.
I'll wait for your text then.
Sounds good. I'll send that out to you in about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna pull up my calendar now.
Okay, sounds good. I'll talk
Great.
to you soon.
Talk to you real soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Stephanie, really quick, I have a question or maybe a
Sure.
couple.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to this guy and he and his wife currently live in Chicago.